This is a download from BFM 89.9, the business station.
BFM 89.9, the business station. I'm Richard Bradbury and you are listening to I Love KL. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be speaking to two representatives from Mercy Malaysia. Now, you may know what Mercy Malaysia is. I'm not too sure about it. So I've got two people in here who really will tell me how it started, what it's involved in, and what their kind of future plans are. I have Dr Shalimar Abdullah, who's the Executive Council member, and I have Hew, who's the Head of Relief Operations. So do tell me all about Mercy Malaysia, how it started. Dr Shalimar, perhaps that's best for you to start.
Yeah, okay. Basically, it's very simple. In 1999, a group of like-minded doctors, they were watching TV and they saw the war in Yugoslavia and they said, well, we think we can help. So they boarded the plane and went there and helped people who were involved in the war. So that's how it was. It started in 1999.
Okay.
And then from then on, they decided that they could band together and form an organization which could go around helping other people in need. Because I think society in Malaysia has come to a level where basic needs have been met. So now we could help other people whose basic needs are not met.
So this is not just, it's not just based in Malaysia, it's international as well then?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So the first mission was internationally, but they also realized that in Malaysia too, there are many gaps which are not fulfilled, and they feel that they can also work in those gaps and help to cover deficiencies there.
How long have you been involved in Mercy Malaysia personally?
Since 1999 as well.
From the beginning?
But not in the international mission. I started off with domestic missions in Sabah. And so, yeah, from 1999 till now.
Okay. So, Hew, how did you get involved in Mercy Malaysia?
Been a volunteer junkie all my life. And I take this opportunity after my volunteering in Cambodia for 1 month doing church work, and I come back and there was tsunami, and that's how I started to be a volunteer first.
And you've been doing it how long?
Since 2005.
So you are a bit of a junkie then now then?
Yes.
I mean, obviously there is...
Well, there is so much to do out there. It's never enough. So you never feel like...
You're doing enough?
Yeah. Basically, I mean, there's a huge needs out there. And I think we have been deprived the women and the children healthcare and education the worst in human history right now, and there's so much to be done basically. So
okay, so how different do you think the work that you do is different from what we see kind of in the media? And is it represented correctly? I mean, do we see things on TV that is really happening there or not? I see you kind of shaking your head vigorously there.
Yes,
so.
well, people have liked to read the reports on how many things has been distributed, how many families has been receiving this assistance from this place and that place. But I think a lot of it's sort of a fashion thing, like when it's emergency time, people pay a lot of attention on that. And what about afterwards? What about the impact later?
What about the follow-through?
Exactly. So that is what it's never been, at the front. Everybody just, yes, I've donated something and there was that time and on with it, get on with your life. But the people left behind still need to struggle and build their life again after any crisis.
I mean, can we look at that? I mean, Dr. Shalimar, we look at kids nowadays, the Facebook generation, the Twitter generation, and they, in my opinion, they have this thing which I've kind of coined as the one-click generation. They think that by seeing a video or by seeing a campaign online and they click that like button, they've contributed somehow, they've helped somehow. How can we kind of change that mentality, do you think?
Okay, I think there are a few ways to look about it. I think you do need people to click the button and give some money. Okay, that's donation has to be there. But you also need another group of people who are on the ground working as well. So the people who click the button can decide if they feel that they are sincerely and they really want to work on the ground, they can join an organization like Mercy Malaysia and work on the ground, or otherwise just an office staff or volunteer or whatever. Or they could say, okay, maybe I'm not ready for that, because some people are not, they're too focused with their own needs. but yet they think, I think I can make a change, but I'm not ready yet to actually go on the ground and click the button. So I think there are various groups of people, and I wouldn't say just clicking the button is bad. I think it's okay. I think some people are more comfortable to do that, and some people may not have the skills, and some people feel they may not be able to rough it out. I mean, going to Somalia is not a walk in the park. I mean, of course Somalia is extreme, but even just going to see drug addicts in Kuala Lumpur, a lot of people are uncomfortable with that. So, but they want to help, so they can donate.
I mean, that's what I was going to ask you, Hew. I mean, you seem to be the kind of guy that's been in quite a few places.
Somalia.
Including Somalia, under quite a few different situations. What kind of person do you need to be to kind of, step out of your comfort zone and go and help somebody else? What would you kind of say the makeup of your person is?
Well, basically the humanitarian work is getting so much more complicated now than ever before, and more dangerous. And it's no longer just a charity work. It takes a lot of training and be flexible about it, and knowing what can you do best when you are in certain situation. That certainly takes certain kind of personality to fit in to that kind of working environment. I mean, if you are your mindset is so used to certain things in routine, this is definitely not a job for you. So that is for sure.
And of course, the majority of people are volunteers as well, right? So these people who are volunteering to go into potentially dangerous areas.
Right.
I think you have to be a certain kind of person to do that.
Exactly. So we do have training program where we put you through certain different situation and just see how you react.
But saying that, most of us who are in here, I mean, I've been to Afghanistan, and I think there is that element of adventure as well. I mean, maybe 80% you want to help others, you want to make a difference. That 20%, maybe 10% of sightseeing, maybe, but that 10% of adventure, I can. It's
the part of disaster junkie coming out.
Yeah. And being challenged. For me, doing medicine in a difficult situation. I mean, in a hospital in Kuala Lumpur, everything is available. But this is doing surgery in Afghanistan with no electricity, no water, and all that. So.
Yeah. I mean, how does it affect you personally, though, the two of you? I mean, even if you talk about your personal life now, or you talk about taking a vacation even, how does that, how does your mindset change because of the things that you've seen and that you've done?
I think I sympathize more with what's going on around the world. I think sometimes I mean, in the daily routine of city work, I feel like I'm too comfortable. Okay, just go to work, come back to work. I've got shelter, I've got food. Everything's sorted out for me. And then occasionally I watch TV and pity those people in Africa, but then it just goes off through my mind. But now that I've been into other countries, it's like, oh wow, something really needs to be done. And yeah, I think I'm going to go on the website. I'll see maybe how can I help those people in Ethiopia or something like that. So I'm more aware of the world. It's just not Malaysia, Southeast Asia, or maybe Europe and US. There is a place called Somalia or Ethiopia. I'm more aware. Afghanistan and people that are also like people like me. They too want the normal comforts of life, but they're unfortunate. Or perhaps people in Japan, maybe people here don't think people in Japan are unfortunate, but when I was there, and you get an earthquake every 2 to 3 days, it's scary for me. And the fact that they are living in an area where they know anytime they can get another big earthquake, I feel I'm very safe. I'm very happy to be in Malaysia. But, yeah.
To me, it's almost like a work hazard. Everywhere I go, even if a new cities, it's like, where's the slum? Where are the poor people? How do they live? It has always been like part of the traveling agenda now, that I would like to see how people survive in different situations all the time. So that's kind of difficult. I mean, to the point where my friends say, don't come to my country unless we have calamity, forget it,
So do you think that there's also a sense of curiosity then that drives you?
Yeah. I mean, human is amazing. I mean, the resilience, how you cope with different situations, that's amazing. I mean, you can always find amazing stories there.
I mean, do you feel as though the work that you guys is appreciated? Do you see enough of the fruits of your labor, or would you prefer, more projects to be ongoing for longer. And
I mean, it's never enough. We always feel that we have done so little. There's so much more to be done. That's always on my mind. Yeah.
But we're not in to be appreciated by people. I mean, we're there to help. Sometimes people do come up to us personally and say, "Thank you very much. Thank you for even thinking of us." The thought of you guys halfway around the world thinking of us makes a big difference, and that's enough. Sometimes we get in the paper, we get called to BFM, so that's quite nice. But that's not the big agenda.
Of course. So tell me about some of the experiences that kind of spring to mind, life-changing events perhaps, something that was, it was cathartic perhaps, anything that, you can think of.
For me, basically, it's as good as winning a Nobel Prize for me when a Department of Health in the middle of Philippines, where they have volcano, they have typhoon, they have earthquake, mudslide, name it, they have it there. And after collaboration with us, the next time around when there's a typhoon season, I just call up, they say, look, after the experience, we pre-position ourselves with hygiene kits, with a team. That's it. That was, my proudest moment is I can die right now, that kind of thing. Because exactly what we should do, we should actually work out our job so that people can be independent and, do things on their own.
Dr. Shalimar?
For me, when I went to the earthquake in Yogyakarta and I met, people who've lost their house and they've lost some relatives and they've fractured their leg and all that, and they can still smile and say, when my operation is done, come to my relative's house and we can have lunch there. And you go, they're still happy. When, like, for me, it's small. If my car gets hit by another car, I'm really annoyed and upset. And other people, they have nothing, and yet they are thankful for what they have. And I think that teaches me that I should be thankful for what I have, and which I don't. So I should think about it much more.
And it spurs you on, I guess, to do more as well, because you see these people smiling back at you, and I would imagine that feels really nice.
And it's just amazing if you ever have a chance to actually go back to those places they've been and knowing things have changed so much. It's just amazing.
Yeah, because Aceh is our longest project. We were there in the tsunami 2005, and we came back in, I think 2009 to wrap it up. And after the 4 years, all the projects that we've done, the schools that we've built, the orphanages, and that is something which we could actually see the fruits of our labor, as you would say.
Yep.
So tell me about some of the current projects that you've got going on now, and the stuff that you've got kind of in the pipeline or maybe in the long term. Is there something you can elaborate on for me?
In KL, being one of the second largest city with urban refugees, we will continue with the immunization of the children coming to Malaysia, and that part has been confirmed to be ongoing, which is what we're doing now. And also in Orang Asli area, Sabah Sarawak, we continue with the project as well for outreach program. So that in domestic, we basically continue doing that as well.
I mean, also the flood preparations every year for Kedah and Kelantan and Johor as well. So probably now we have to move to Klang as well. So flood preparations, and then the drug addicts, we're still having ongoing projects, but not so much as before. So that's for domestic. And international, we've got a lot. We've got I think 20 projects from Myanmar
more than 10 countries, and
Cambodia, Somalia, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Palestine, Sudan,
Afghanistan still there.
Afghanistan, yes, that's one of our longest projects as well.
I mean, when I listen to you guys talk as well, you're just incredibly passionate about this. This is not something that you're kind of dipping in and dipping out. This is full-time, full life. This is everything, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, this is really addicted.
For Hew, but for me, I'm a volunteer.
Right.
So I have a normal job as an orthopedic surgeon in HUKM, Hospital University Kebangsaan, Malaysia. So every time I have some free time, I'll go over and see what I can do to help. And if there is a disaster, Hew will ring me and say, "Hey, Shalimar, are you available to go?" And because I'm in a government hospital, I am able to take some time off work and help.
Brilliant. How about people that want to volunteer then? Are you looking for a specific kind of person, people who have certain skills, or can anybody kind of come and help out?
I think everybody can join, but you can specify your skill, your interest area in your application form, and then we have the profile and see if there's a need arises. We'll just pick and choose who can be best qualified.
Okay.
But of course, there are certain trainings to get involved so that you have more understanding of humanitarian work.
Right.
Basically.
And where can people find out more information?
Our website, Facebook.
Website www.mercy.org.my.
Yep.
Brilliant. Guys, thank you very much for taking the time to come into the studio today.
You're welcome.
It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you. All right.
Thank you.
You have been listening to I Love KL with the people from Mercy Malaysia and me, Richard Bradbury, here on BFM 89.9, the business station.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To find more great interviews, go to bfm.my or find us on iTunes. BFM 89.9.